Interactive. They just announced today some big changes that are going to go on, mostly with the economy, and then a few things with balance changes that they've talked about, which I haven't really dug too deep into the details of that because I figure why learn some of the details of stats changes, things like that, when that's probably going to change about 10 more times. But we've got a few exciting things to talk about as far as the economy goes. Just as a reminder, once again, this stream is of the early access version of the game. It's still in development. There's a lot of things that are changing all the time. We'll be changing. Things will look different. And of course, just remember it's not a final build, and the final decisions aren't going to be made until it's actually released, which should probably still be a few months. I think they were still talking about things that are going to be happening in November as part of the early access, so I know it's probably not going to be before the end of the year that it'll get released, probably sometime in the new year. But just keep in mind it is early access. So one of the big things that we heard about today is that the game is not going to be a free-to-play game, at least not at the entry point. It is going to be similar to, I don't know how you could compare it. I guess the only comparison you could make is that it's actually going to be a lot like the physical card game where you buy a core set. It costs a certain amount of money as a base starting cost, and you get a base set. And then every once in a while there'll be booster packs and expansions that are released. Hey Joe, how's it going? There'll be booster packs and expansions that will be released that you will purchase, just like you buy booster packs for the real living card games that come out every once in a while. Now, I'm not exactly sure if they're tied together. So when you buy the physical booster pack, they're usually called scenario packs, or I can't remember if that's what they're called for Lord of the Rings, but the all of their living card games have them. And what they are composed of is, for the living card games, Arkham and Lord of the Rings, you get a scenario, and then you also get some player cards. So I'm not sure if they're just going to have expansions that are player cards, and then expansions that are quests, or what exactly they're going to be composed of, or both together like they are for the physical card game. But you'll be buying expansions instead of, if you kind of watched the stream before, they were buying some things on the vault, or they have sold some things on the vault, like card packs that they said are not, they might be available somewhat, but for the most part now, you're gonna, when you buy, for example, when I bought a hero pack, if I can get to it, packs. When I bought a hero pack, it came with a hero, a Palantir view, and 4 cards, one from each sphere. Well, now when you buy these expansion packs, apparently they give you every copy of the card that you get. So they're not going to, basically they thought it was kind of a confusing system originally, and the way they have it now, and they're going to be changing it so that when you buy a pack of cards, you get both copies of the cards. To me, that makes sense because the physical card game has that too. So you'll get, I believe it's 2 or 3 copies of every card, because you can't have more than that in your decks anyway. So therefore, you basically, if you buy a booster pack, you have everything that you'll ever need to make a deck for one person, for yourself. And so it seems like they're kind of leaning more toward doing that with this game. The Valor rewards, I was still kind of figuring out exactly what, there would be special cards that you can buy with Valor points. So there'll still be a currency system, and you can use it to buy things. There'll also be card rewards now at the end of quests. So you'll be able to get, if you beat a quest, it'll be like a victory, and you'll get a card as like a trophy of that you can put in your deck and kind of show it off to other people. I'm really interested in this development because I feel like they're still trying to figure out what's going to be the best way to present their game. And I have one of the main reasons why I really like this move is because I have played many free-to-play games. I've also played a lot of MMOs that have come out and sort of developed a free system. They started out charging, and then they kind of develop into a free system. I'm not a huge fan of the free system. I think what it becomes is very grindy, and requires you to constantly come on every day. I play a couple on mobile, and they're kind of barely tolerable, only because of the fact that I have my phone in certain places where I'm just kind of waiting around for a few minutes anyway, so I can check it and update my quests and my daily stuff. But if I was at home playing, I don't know that I'd want to make sure and log in every day. I got kind of tired of that with MMOs where you had to log in, do daily quests, get a few points, and then do that for about a month and a half, and then you finally get a reward. So I didn't really want that to happen with this game, for it to seem like kind of a job where you had to log in every day. So I'm kind of glad that they're thinking about possibly making things a little bit more short term as far as purchases, and then I don't mind spending money every once in a while, every month or so when they release a new pack or an expansion. If it means I have a whole new story, a new scenario to play, it'll be pretty cool, I think. I think it'll be worth it because I think the free-to-play model, it will end up kind of tarnishing this game system, I think, in the end, and it won't really seem that different than other kind of free-to-play games that are out there, card games, those kind of things. So, anyway, that's basically the biggest changes that they're talking about. In the future, they did say that this Palantir, as a result of the changes, the Palantir is actually going to be going away. So they're going to... basically, the idea of it was kind of like a little gift bag, but it ended up seeming to a lot of people like loot boxes that you could somehow, purchase and become really powerful, although they've never really been that way because you basically get a card that you could normally buy through other means and some kind of surface decorative element as well. So they did mention, if you don't know this already, please make sure if you have early access and you do have some Palantir views, go ahead and use those because they're going to kind of be taking away the Palantir soon. And so they want to make sure that everybody gets their Palantirs. I'm going into I'm just making sure they didn't give any new cards while I was away because I don't want to get any regular cheap cards when I could be getting better stuff. Let's see. Looks like there haven't been any new cards. They did mention in the stream that there'd be some new cards coming, as well as some Valor cards coming that you could purchase, and they'd be kind of releasing those on the regular basis. And to me, that's a kind of a cool system. Instead of having it be the daily grind where you get a few points, you can log in and they'll have a cyclical release of Valor cards that you can earn money by questing, and then at the end of the month, once you've gotten your cards, money built up for your cards, and you purchase them, then you can just kind of sit back and enjoy the game and not have to feel like there's a huge grind every day. Alright, so I'm going to be doing a lot of Palantir views today before I get back into questing. Alright, I got a rare card, worth a lot. I also am getting Valor. I think at this point I don't have any more decorative elements that I can get. So you're going to see a huge amount of purchases right now. Erkenbrand, another rare card. That's awesome. So the nice thing about the Palantirs, what I did like, is that you'll never get anything repeated, which I actually think might have led to the demise of the Palantir, because eventually, even if you have extra Palantir views, there's nothing left. If you have all the cards, there's nothing left except Valor Point rewards. Alright, I got another Gondorian Shield. Those are pretty cool. I do have one of those in my experimental deck. My core set homage to the physical card game. Well prepared. Cancel the next event Sauron plays. Okay, that's a pretty good card. Rare. Getting a lot of good rare purchases. Another Barlam and Butterbur. So I'm getting my second card for a lot of different sets, which is nice. Another Erkenbrand. Cool. I like all these rares, although I wish I'd get a legendary. There we go. I said it, it happened. Oh! So I got a special card back. I have never gotten this before. So I guess there's probably a lot of secret stuff I haven't gotten. So maybe you get Valor unless you get a rare roll. If it's an RNG roll, you get a legendary card and maybe a legendary card back or some kind of decorative element that's a little rarer. That's cool. I like that. I like that I haven't gotten everything yet. Every character in play gets 1 willpower sterner than steel. That is an amazing piece of art on this card. I love the story of Eowyn and the Nazgul King. That's awesome. Alright, Bjorn, another rare card, and the nice thing is that I do remember them saying they reduced his price. They weren't seeing him enough that people were playing him very much in their decks, so it's cool that he's less expensive than Gandalf. He used to be the same cost as Gandalf, but he actually stays with you, he doesn't abandon you. Cool. Okay, so I got a rare avatar. I believe that's Bilbo. Houses of Healing, a rare card. So I'm wondering what's going to happen with these aesthetic elements that I haven't gotten yet. If I'll be able to either purchase them with Valor or quest rewards. Legendary card, Moblung. Exhaust a non-unique enemy and when he comes into play. That's a pretty cool card. I like him. Tom Bombadil. Defeat a non-unique enemy. I like him. He's pretty cool. I haven't put him in a deck a whole lot. I hate putting really expensive cards in my deck, but I always put Gandalf, so that's usually my go-to for expensive cards, but you'd think that I'd put different cards in just because he's a fleeting character. Bow of the Galadrim, legendary. And it makes sense he goes with Legolas. So the Avatar Legolas, that's awesome. Alright, last view. Oh, that was my last view. Alright, so that was it. That was a nice last view. Legendary card and a cool avatar. I wish there was a way for you to know how many you have left to get. But maybe that'll be something they'll add later on, like you'll have an achievement or something where you can keep track of how many decorative items you still have left to get. So those are Palantir views. I believe they said it was going to be happening soon. Sometime next week this will be gone, and it will be replaced with the 2 menu options inside the vault. So you'll have a shop area where you can buy packs, campaigns, things like that. Although I think this is actually going to just change into booster packs and expansion packs that will be purchasable. And then the Valor cards will be a separate aspect that you can pay for and get all of those and get special cards, I think, that are only available through purchase with Valor. So I'm trying to see really quickly. There's one legendary I don't have. I'm trying to see which ones I still have left to get. It's pretty cool. I've narrowed it down to no legendaries. I have one of every card so far from what I'm seeing. There may be some cards out there that I haven't seen yet. I'll just go ahead and purchase that. Maybe I'll save my money. Save it, and then might get it as some kind of reward somewhere. But it looks like I have all the other cards, 2 copies of each one. It's pretty cool. At least all the Valor cards. There might be other ones that are out there. So this is the point where I decide if I want to torture myself. They do have a notice up here. Palantir features are going to be discontinued on 10/23, so that's about a week. So you got about a week by next Tuesday. Purchase all your Palantir views. So I really want to try my deck again. This fourth quest is definitely a ramp up. Although I felt like the third one was hard, but I got really lucky. But this fourth one is tough. I'm not sure if my deck is necessarily good enough for a harder quest. I know one problem I have is that I lose a lot of health, especially if I can't get out allies to soak it up for me. And then that results in me dying fast because I don't have any healers. I traded out Arwen for Eowyn to help with questing, and she is great at questing, but if you get overwhelmed like you do at the beginning of this one, it's just really hard to do. It's really hard to quest at all, because you often have to use her for other things like attacking, things like that. Alright, well, I'll try it one more time. Maybe I just had a fluke. Bad draw. I wasn't getting very many allies out, and that seemed a little strange. Alright, my pursuit of Bilbo has brought you to a tower hidden deep in Mirkwood. You must be careful not to draw the attention of every foul creature that calls this dark place home.
You fought your way into the forest of Mirkwood to rescue the famous Bilbo Baggins. After fighting spiders and bears and meeting a strange creature by the name of Smeagol, you arrive at a ruined structure deep in the forest. The old ruin operates as a staging point for mysterious slave caravans managed by a host of orcs. You believe the old hobbit is imprisoned in the tower. You manage to sneak into the structure, but without warning you are betrayed by Smeagol. Triggering an ancient mechanical trap, the contemptible creature drops you into a rancid basement. Knocked unconscious by falling debris, you finally come to your senses.
Yeah, so I was trapped by Smeagol, of course. Betrayer knocked me down a trap, and I'm into some kind of sewer.
Ulfthac's room is as dark as his mood. He tears into the cold meat, juices gushing down his scarred jaw. Things are afoot the great orc cannot explain. Attacks in the forest, a ravaged patrol, the storage room mysteriously emptied. Ulfthac grunts and angrily throws his empty drinking horn against the wall, where it splinters to join a pile of dry bones and other detritus on the floor. Breathing heavily from climbing the stairs, Ulfthac's mewling steward, Slaggid, worms his thin frame into the room. Must the goblin always be clutching one of his parchments?
What do you want, worm?
Ulfthac licks dry the bone and adjoins the drinking horn.
A visitor has come, Ulfthac.
Slaggid lisps and adjusts his cloak nervously.
From Dol Guldur.
Fear is not a common emotion in orcs, and Ulfthac considers himself uncommonly brave. Even so, he cannot halt the tendrils of dread that shoots down his spine.
The mouth of the Cold Ones has come.
You force your bruised body to stand, head throbbing like a dwarven feast. Your garments are soaked and dripping from lying in stagnant water. Now, where has that blighted Smeagol dumped you? The ceiling above must have retreated to its former position. Through a crack in the wall, moonlight paints the dank cellar in a bloom of grey light. Your feet splash as they move, for the nearby swamp has laced its way into the tower's foundations. Stale water and light-starved cattails fill most of the cellar. White tadpoles skitter about in the water, and thin lizards bob their heads on the slimy walls. The far end of the cellar is hidden in shadow. Did the shadow just move? It rolls and ripples before emerging into the moonlight. It's not a shadow at all, but some vast slug. It extends its beer moth head and eye tentacles towards you, snorts a drizzle of fetid saliva, and proceeds to tug its enormous body under itself. It seems to have made up its mind. You are food.
Dun, dun, dun.
If by life or death I can save you, I will.
I do not fear either pain or death.
My axe is restless in my hands.
Alright. Oof. So I've got a lot of expensive cards. I'm going to get rid of 3 of them because I really am hoping for a low-cost set of allies that I can go with here. So I've got to defeat the giant slug, which is this guy that is 3 attack, 15 health. He deals a damage when attacked. That's why I hate attacking with him. But the Gondorian shield is kind of cool because I could block with that. The nice thing is if I can put this unexpected courage on Gimli and I can defeat guys, I can hopefully get a sword out pretty soon. I will be able to I'll be able to kill people and then unexhaust. This is basically the mechanics of this deck is built to untap my heroes as often as possible. But I have a feeling that doing that is not as important as getting out a series of allies to help me soak up damage. So I think I'm going to try to get out the old axe hand. And maybe he'll draw some attention. No, unfortunately, the worm attacks Eowyn and drops her down to 5. So now what I need to do is he's got another guy who's going to attack. He's going to attack the character with the lowest current hit point. So he's going to automatically drop her down to 3. So I need to put the axe hand on guard, even though it wastes my action. It does enough damage to him to kill him, which is great because that gets rid of him. Plus, he does have to soak up 3 damage, but he's still around, and that's the trick. Is I want characters who are still going to be around. So if I kill this bat swarm, I summon. This is kind of the bad mode that I got in last time, but if I can keep my people alive long enough, I'm hoping what will happen is I can, if I can keep my allies alive long enough, maybe I can build up enough of a force that I can kind of overwhelm all of his forces. That's the key to this deck also, is to have a lot of allies to soak up damage, and then have my heroes keep untapping and attacking. So let's bring out... I really want to bring out Edoras Escort, because as revenge he can ready a character, which might be great in this battle. But if I bring him out, these guys are going to attack somebody else, I have a feeling. Okay, so I'm going to use Gimli to attack the bats, even though that's going to bring more bats out. And they... Oh, okay. They go after the axe hand, which is nice, because that gives some relief to my people here. Now the trick is that this guy's only going to do 1 damage, but
For Rohan!
he might use it to attack Eowyn. Nope. Finishes the axe hand. That's good. Well, I mean, not great, but... So now I have no resources left, but I've got to decide what's the best way to spread out my damage. I think the idea is that I don't really want to do a lot. I don't want to attack the giant slug a lot. I just want to do a lot of damage and burn him down fast. So if I can... See, he still has 3 resources. And I don't think he's passed yet. So I'm gonna go with my smallest guy. Maybe I should put him on guard. Ready a character. Might be better. Let's see what he brings out. I have a feeling he's gonna bring out a guy. Yep.
We'll put red maggot holes in your
This guy has guard. So... So I'm going to make Aragorn guard, because then he'll attack Aragorn instead of attacking Eowyn. And now he's out of resources. Your next attack exhausts the defender. Man, that's a really good one too. Wish I could earn a resource. I may regret this. But I think what I'm going to try to do is Gimli has a lot of hit points, or Aragorn. If I can knock, even if I can put them on guard, soak up damage, then eventually build up to 7 and completely heal that character. And the nice thing is Aragorn can actually do that twice, because I can unexhaust him. Let's see how this goes. I kind of ran into this problem last time because I just spent so much time waiting, you know, killing off his side guys that I didn't have a chance to work on the worm until he'd already done significant damage to me. So I'm going to bring out the guard, which is a beautiful card that can automatically come out guarding. Yeah. And I could have him guard again. I could have him guard again. Or I could have Gimli guard, which he would take some damage, but if I'm going to build up and heal him completely... Yeah, I might do that. Seems kind of crazy. But if I know he's going to get healed, then I want to eat up some of this damage. The only thing I wish that I could untap him, so that I could... So unexpected courage might not be great this round anyway, so I think I'm going to play the shield on Gimli, and now he can guard. Okay, so my guard is gone. That's okay. Oh, I forgot the Erebor. I thought I still had one left to play this. Interesting. Okay, well, I can at least get rid of this fella. I need to put him on guard next time so that I should have put this guy on guard, because then if he would have died, that's okay. I'll have her go ahead and keep building up toward that magical 7.
He cannot stand alone!
Man, I'm just not going to be able to, unless I want to use, let's see, gain 1 resource for every ally in play, but that would just be 1. Wonder if that means mine and his, but, I don't have enough allies out. Okay, so we're going to go another round. I'm trying to get my army built up. Okay, every enemy gets restored to full. That's not amazing, but... Okay, so here is where... Now, Gimli has block, and he... So, he's only going to be taking 2 damage from the slug, 1 damage from the adder, if he's the one guarding a lot. I think what I'm going to do, though... Man, now I've got the Starbridge, so I can make somebody stalwart. I don't want him to attack this escort because I'll lose my ready ability, so I think I'm going to have to put Gimli on guard. I don't have any way to keep that Eris escort from dying if I don't. Okay. So he only took 2 damage, but again it was reciprocated and he did 2 damage. Although I wish he was unexhausted. Unfortunately, he's not. But I can unexhaust him really easily by having the escort. Oh, but it's not enough to do damage. Okay, well, that wasn't smart. When he dies next round, it'll be enough to do damage. So this is pretty good, although he has yet to still play some cards. So I need to decide. I think I gotta play Stalwart on Gimli. And then that means I'll have to play Unexpected Courage. Deal 1 damage to every exhausted character. Great. Okay, well as revenge, that lets me... See, I was thinking that I was gonna have to wait till next round to hit that, to ready and get his revenge, but no, it looks like it's going to happen now. So that means I will start working on this slug, because he blocks 1, he'll take no damage, and now he has Stalwart, which means he'll get to do that twice. Have Aragorn take this guy out.
No man.
Okay, so I'm doing a good job of managing the damage a little bit. I need to heal. I wish I could heal Eowyn, but I'm going to have to be satisfied with healing Gimli. I could give her Unexpected Courage, but I could also give her Favor of the Lady, which would give her an extra willpower. I could also untap Aragorn. I could also bring out the Erebor Watchman. I think I gotta do that. I think I gotta get allies out.
We'll not be taken for a surprise.
Oh, how did he come back? Did he get Stalwart? Did his Stalwart trigger? I don't know, but I'm not gonna question it. Do I want to finish this snake off? Nah. Let's go for the big guy, because he really should be the only one attacking the big guy, because he won't take any damage for that. So now Gimli just needs a good weapon. The Erebor Watchman. What is he going to do? I don't really want him attacking. At least not. So I'll whittle him down. I'll have Eowyn. Alright, so now now I'll have a little bit of extra. Oh, I have 9 fate, okay. I have 9 fate, so I'll be able to spend 2, and then I can maybe do something else here. I would like to do this 5, gain a resource for every ally, but I need to get some more allies out. Okay, so I think that's going to be it for this round. I want to save this Orcish medicine until I'm really low on hit points. Got him down to 7. He's a little less than halfway, which is good. Alright, so I could really I could have Gimli basically attack 3 times this round. And that's what my deck is designed to do, ideally. Which would, obviously, if I wait until someone gets hit, that will be a full, that'll be enough to kill this guy. I think I want Gimli to take the hit because he's going to do 3 damage to him anyway, although he'll take 3 damage, he's going to get healed up anyway, so that makes sense. So he's down to 8, he's going to get healed up in just a little bit. I could have him guard again, but I kind of want him to... I kind of want him to attack the snake as opposed to... or someone else attack the snake. I'll have the Erebor guy do it.
Ha!
So now he's not going to do any damage. Well, he did do damage to Gimli, but...
There's no time to kill them properly.
Okay, Veteran Patrol. Not good. It's a lot of damage he does. I mean, obviously I'm just going to have to continue to use Gimli as a tank. Which, unfortunately... he's down to 6, but I think that's okay because... And he's exhausted, but I think that's okay because... Aragorn can definitely finish him off.
He cannot stand
And that's
alone.
him. Sauron passes, no resources. He does have a card in a treachery card. I'm worried about playing an event to unexhaust somebody. So I can't bring Tom out, I can't bring Gandalf out, I can't worry about those guys, but if I save 1 or 2 resources, I could do that next round. Actually, I'd have to save 1 for Tom, 2 for Gandalf. I could increase Eowyn's willpower, but I'm actually doing pretty well on willpower right now, maybe on the later stages. This unexpected courage just seems amazing, but I have to decide who I'm giving it to. Because I believe that I believe you have to be the one defeating the enemy or resolving the objective. Alright, I'm going to give it to Aragorn. Now I've got to decide if I want to play Tom or... Man, Tom would be great because I could actually defeat an enemy if he brings one out. Then just turn right around and knock it out. As long as it's not unique. So maybe I will save money. I could attack with Eowyn, but man, she's gonna... Maybe I'll save her. So I've got 9, I could get 3 more, which would bring me up to 12. That's as much as I can get. The nice thing about that is that I'll have 5 left over after I buy 7. So I can also gain resources for allies, which... Oh, he is fleeting. Tom is fleeting also. Okay, well, we'll get some extra fate. So that's just the max, Jamie. Yeah, so I think what it does is it keeps you from staying on a stage and just like pumping up the fate, because I think it carries over to the next stage. What I'm planning on doing is spending 7 of it once I get to the end of this round to restore Gimli back up to full, and then I'm going to spend the other 5 to gain a resource for every ally I have in play, as long as I have... I mean, right now I only have 1 other ally, so it's not great. That's not a great way to spend it, but we'll see. So I'm going to end the round. It's going a lot better than last time, because last time... Yeah, see, here's one problem. I'm up to 39 threat, and I don't have... I haven't gotten it past the first stage yet. So a river troll enters play. But this is fantastic because I can bring Tom out, and that just takes the old river troll right out.
Where's Goldberry?
But that was dumb. Okay, good. He attacked Gimli anyway. Whew. Because he could have attacked Eowyn, and I would have been heartbroken. That's good, because it brings Gimli down to 4. Yield Tom. So I need to get out of here so that I can use Tom, because he's going to be going bye-bye after this round, so I need to get rid of him. So I'm going to go ahead and start working on... Okay. So he's got stealth, which means I don't think I can attack him. Yeah, I can't attack him. This unit cannot be attacked while active. So after he exhausts, then I could attack him. But right now I can't attack him. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish this guy. So he deals 2 damage to Tom. I'm going to go ahead and spend my fate to bring Gimli back to full. Then I could spend this fate to give myself 2 resources. I guess. And then I'm going to travel because he's out of resources. Oh no, Tom left! Darn it, I didn't realize it started another round.
A tall figure awaits Ulfthek in the tower's main hall. He wears cold-hammered black armor, and a black cowl shadows his features except for the unnatural glint in his grey eyes. Ulfthek purposefully strides into the hall to stand before the imposing figure, damned if he'll show the fear he feels. The mouth of Dol Guldur is not fooled. It smiles cruelly.
Ah, you have message from Cold Ones?
Ulfthek snarls, discomforted by the unnatural chill emanating from Dol Guldur's favored messenger.
I've ridden without halt, so I shall be precise.
The voice is like frozen stone.
I'm to inform you that the masters need the promised slaves with haste. The last batch expired faster than anticipated.
New prisoners, all here, mouth.
Ulfthek grunts.
My warriors, provision first. Leave for Black Hill next dark.
At that moment, the tower rumbles and jolts, as if a great fist had struck its foundations.
The enormous slug falls and the walls tremble, sousing the air with an avalanche of grime. Behind a patch of bogland ivy, you discover a narrow staircase and commence to climb the mouldy steps at once. While ascending, a clamor can be heard in the tower above, harsh yells, clanging of doors, and the bellows of a great orc. How will you ever get out? The stairs emerge into a derelict alcove, overgrown with cobwebs and moss. It faces a great room, finely decorated of old, but now ruined and forgotten. As the racket of the enemy grows closer, you've no doubt that he'll soon be upon you. Speed may be your only hope. You rush towards a set of oaken doors on the far wall when disaster strikes. As you emerge from the alcove, a troop of orcs slog into the room. They roar in excitement and draw their weapons as more enemies arrive. You are surrounded.
Alright, so this is where I got to last time before I died. I'm doing a lot better. So I have to survive 4 rounds as I fight my way across the hall to the far door. Oh, okay, so apparently... Well, this is a little frustrating. So apparently some of the rules have changed, or maybe some of the quests are different, but my fate did not carry over the way that it did previously. I swear that this happened previously. So I should have... Oh, I did spend it. That's right. I did get the extra resources. Unfortunately, when I traveled, it ended the round, and so I lost Tom. I didn't get to do anything with him. I'm not sure what I could have done. Maybe put some fate in the pool. This location only add 1 progress to intruders in the tower, so I really want Ewan to be questing on this one so I can make some progress. I won't have to go through 4 rounds. I can't engage this objective. I can't quest it like normal. All I have to do is every round 1 of the progress gets taken off. So what I have to do, if I can get the fate built up to 2, which should be pretty easy, I can actually get through with only 3 rounds of combat. He has a preparation card. He's got 3 full resources. I can ready 2 characters besides their normal action. And again, so this round I can't heal a character. I thought there was another healing on this one. So I gotta be careful with the damage. This guy is gonna do 4 damage. Wow. Every orc gains 1 attack because of this Taskmaster. So the question is, do I want my Erebor Watchman to block? He'll only take 3 damage. That's probably going to be better than Gimli taking 3. Okay. And it only did 1 back, but that takes off the guard. Now I could attack him. But I'd almost rather attack this guy that can do 3 damage, because then he's just got 2 damage he can do. But I could also guard with Gimli, because he'll attack. Oh, the other guy attacked me. Interesting. Well, I guess that kind of does the same thing, although I only took 1 damage instead of 2. And now I can finish this guy off. Okay, so he brought out a Beastmaster, and he's going to summon a Hound. Oof. So both these guys do some pretty good damage. I should just bring out Gandalf. I don't really want to, I don't want to get Ewan hit. Well, I guess I can direct the 3 damage to Aragorn by putting him on guard. And that brings this guy down to 2. I could ready Gimli, but again, that brings the action back to me, back to him, which again is... Well... At the end of a round, it's going to put a progress, but it's going to summon an orc. So let's go ahead and bring this guy out, this big fella.
I am a servant of the secret fire.
So I can lose 3 threat, deal 3 damage, draw 3 cards. I wish I could see what my threat event coming up is. But I'll just deal 3 damage. Get this last guy that's exhausted. So Sauron's going to pass. I have 1 resource left, which means I could unexhaust. And what better way to celebrate the arrival of Gandalf than by killing a bunch of guys. So I'll start off with the highest damage dealer.
You cannot pass!
And then that'll unexhaust him. I'll bring Gandalf back into play because he's definitely the... cancel the next event. Surprise. Those cards, yeah, the cards that add progress are good. Secret paths. Oh, I didn't realize there were cards that let you do that. So I'll have to look into putting those in here, especially for this kind of quest. Well, it's unfortunate. I really wanted to do more, but I think the best thing to do is to have Eowyn knock some progress off using her fate.
I'll make you squeak, you miserable rat!
Ah, man, I really wish I could have had 2 Gandalf hits, but that's okay. Okay, this is good. I always love getting my old guards out because they're so cheap but so powerful. Because it kind of puts the tempo... I love the tempo of the game where it's back and forth, but with a guard you kind of control and put him on the defensive because he has to attack the guard, which isn't a very powerful card. And then that gives you your next turn, your reaction to that, to start hitting the guys that haven't been exhausted yet. So I'm going to play that guard. He'll get attacked, but not killed, because I love that he has enough hit points that he usually survives even some of the heavy hitters. And at this point... Yeah, I definitely need to take this guy out, because he gives extra damage to everybody. I thought that might happen. That's okay, I still got an ally out. He's exhausted, I've got full complement of peeps, and... I can't play a new ally. Oh, I could play another Erebor. So let's do that. This is what I like doing, is I like having a full panel of heroes. Discard. Okay, so I've got to beat this hazard, because if I don't, every upkeep he's going to discard 3 cards from my deck. I only have 13 left, and I got to get to moving fast because what's the threat event I'm about to trigger? Mouth of Dol Guldur enters play.
No living man am I.
Okay, Sauron passes. I have 1 resource left, but. Let's see what happens.
I serve no man.
Oh, that's right. I forgot he's got unexpected courage, so he unexhausts if he finishes somebody off. I haven't been using that. But now I can have him put his fate on here, which will let me exhaust the next defender with my next attack, which will be great when the mouth comes out. Do I want to do anything? I'm trying to decide if I want to get rid of exhaust an ally to ready another character. Do I want to ready anyone? Yeah, let's do... No. Yeah, let's save that for Gimli later. I might need an extra Gimli help. just don't know what to do. Okay, I'm gonna give Eowyn her extra willpower because that way if I need some extra fate later. But there's nothing else I can do, literally.
I'm gonna bleed you.
So some new guards came out. Uthak enters play.
Go, you maggots!
And the Mouth of Mordor. Ugh.
Of Mordor.
Okay. So this is where it's going to get tough because he's got some guys that can do... He's got... All of his guys are heavy hitters. But even if Uthak attacks my Erebor Watchman, he won't die. So I'm just going to let these guys take the defense. He's got another guy that can do 3. This is a tough one. I'm definitely going to get that axe on Gimli. But I've got to just have the Erebor Watchman guard. Yeah. So now I'm only going to have to take 3 damage. Oh no, he has Stalwart. So he can attack again. I want to get this axe on Gimli, but I also need him to defend. Oh no, if I play the Warden, he surges. That might be worth it. So with his surge action, I wonder if I can do that with anybody. Yep, I can do that with anybody. Okay. But I'll have him go ahead and guard. Okay. So that just leaves 3 damage coming at him, coming at somebody. I mean, it makes sense to have Gimli take it. I don't really know what else I can do. Smart defense because he's got the most hit points. So now I can... Oh, I can't play the Dwarven Axe because I've wasted all my money doing something. I don't know what I've been doing, but at least I can progress now. Oh, I didn't exhaust the defender with my next attack. That was stupid because I could have done that with the mouth and not having taken any damage. Well, that's what I get. So I need to take out somebody. I think I can take out this gentleman. Man.
I'll make you squeak, you miserable rat!
I will smite you if you touch him!
2 health. Of course. Does he become unexhausted? Oh, once per round, okay.
Baruch command! He cannot stand alone!
So he takes a damage, unfortunately, but... So it's not ending automatically because it wants to know if I want to do the fate event, which I don't. So I can travel now if I wanted to. The problem is I'm going to take all this damage if I do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my next attack exhaust the defender. But I'm gonna guard first. I hope that doesn't count. That would suck. Okay, good. It exhausted him, so I only take 2 damage, which I lose my ally. So I probably should just travel now because I don't have any fate to spend. I have exhausted all these guys. None of them pursue me, and I need to get moving because I only have 5 threat left. I hope this is the final stage.
You've broken through the enemy ranks and reached the heavy oaken door. Rushing into the room beyond, you hastily barricade the door behind you. Hinges rattle and splinters fly as the orcs administer powerful blows, urged on by a deep, booming voice. The door won't hold long. A hiss causes you to turn as you realize that you've stumbled into the tower's jail. Smeagol is crouching before one of the cells, glaring at you with undisguised loathing. You don't have to guess whose cell this is. Smeagol hisses again, rising protectively before the cell door.
Stop them, we must. God, nasty bastards cannot have precious.
The door booms again and several planks fly across the room. Smeagol shrieks as he charges you, face twisted with deranged fury.
Oh, good. Final encounter. Drive off Smeagol and save Bilbo. Okay. Ah. So see, I left before he spent his resources. I probably should have stayed, and I probably should have spent mine as well, because I could have gotten that Dwarven Axe on. Poor Bilbo is held within his cell, but you cannot try to free him while Smeagol is in play. Smeagol flees if he's at 2 hit points or less. At the end of the round, apply 1 progress, then summon 1 random orc. Cannot engage. So I'm assuming that this gets progressed every round, but it summons an orc, which I want to try to avoid. She should have extra willpower, right? Her willpower, oh, her willpower is 1, it will become 3. A random ally enters play at this location for 4 fate. That's pretty cool. Okay, so have any allies out. I kind of want to see what he's going to do. I'm going to bring out the cheapest ally possible. Hopefully it's amazing. Come on.
The hidden arrow strikes first.
Revenge exhausts a random enemy this round. After you play a card, lose a random card from your hand. Okay. Oh no, I lost my axe. Kimberly will never be powerful. Okay, so I could do this pretty fast. I can do a total of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage. He should run at 2 or less. And then at that point, I've just got questing I can do out the wazoo also, but I can also bring out some guys to help attack too. I want to save Aragorn because he can unexhaust. Okay, well this seems smart. I'll use my faith. Oh. Discard a random hero's attachment. What did I lose? Oh, I lost my unexhausted curator, Whatever, unexpected courage. But I get to bring an ally out.
No. What was I going to say?
Barlowman. Well, he'll be a good tank. Big guy will be the tank. I don't know if that was worth it, but... So I wonder if it will be better to bring out a bunch of people to attack slash... Because I want to see what he's going to play with his 2 resources. Ugh. He's going to gain a threat at the end of the round. Okay, well...
You breathe so loud I could shoot you in the dark.
Gain block, man. Okay, well. Ah, shit. So I've got to do more than 1 damage to be able to hit him. The nice thing is I can play these cards, which is pretty amazing. I can exhaust these, and I should have done that with her. I can exhaust a useless enemy to bring Gimli back. But first I've got to use his... So I think Sauron passed. I've got to use his regular attack. And then I can exhaust an enemy to bring back Gimli. And then I can do it one more time. Screeching about how tricksy and mean you are, the creature flees through a crack in the wall. The last you hear of him is a wailing, "Precious!" Alright, now the other cool thing I can do is I can ready a character, already healing. So she can mega quest.
No living man am I!
Have the other pretty good questers help.
I serve no
Guess
man.
what? Aragorn can be unexhausted. And I can
He cannot stand
finish.
alone.
Hopefully. Boom! Whew. That was an awesome...
You're elated to have found Bilbo, but the situation is grim. Just beyond the broken door, Ulfthak and his orc warriors are preparing a second attack. You cannot hold them off forever. Trapped and near despair, you prepare for a last stand. But wait, a shaft of moonlight attracts your eye. Screams and pleas from the other cells tear at your conscience, but there's no time. As you swear one day to return for the poor souls, Ulfthak commences the second onslaught. Quickly, you lift a reluctant Bilbo out the high window, following headlong yourself. You crash onto a steep slope and tumble violently down through branches and brambles until deposited with a splash into a cold stream. You see Bilbo a small distance ahead, treading water and sighing.
Oh no, old boy. Not again.
The current of the stream is strong, dragging you quickly downriver. In the distance, you hear the now familiar cries of an orc pursuit. You're not in the clear yet.
Whew. That was crazy. That was as close as I've ever gotten on threat. But what I really loved about that game was the back and forth. Just being able to think of tactics. The Fate events were so great. Challenge completed. Spirit player. Play 20 spirit cards. Alright, got some Valor. I just love the way they set up the Fate rewards with that. It fits so perfectly so that it changes how you play the game for that stage, that first stage, because I could basically turn Gimli into a meat shield who also just did damage except defensively because he's constantly guarding. My Surge deck worked really well with him because once I got him Surge, he could guard twice and basically still attack twice. And once he had the shield on, he was blocking a lot of the incoming damage, but yet also was able to do damage plus keep damage off of both of my other players. I don't think they ever got hit once once I kind of set up that defensive thing with either allies. I finally was able to get my ally army built up so that they could soak up damage strategically. I love the fact that you can voluntarily choose to make characters guards. I almost think it's almost too powerful that I worry that maybe they'll nerf that somehow. That only some characters can become guards, but right now I love that you can control that damage with that. And it just makes it so much more tactical, so that you're really thinking about, okay, if I have this guy guard, then what am I going to do next? And every move is really important. And I never got to play those Goblin Axes, which I really needed to, but the other plays that I was doing instead were so much more powerful in the long run, and it was worth it so much more to keep Gimli on the defensive and blocking. And I was able to, in that last stage, I mean, if you think about it, I had basically, I was going to get some extra threat because of treachery cards he was playing, so I was down to 5 threat. I was going to be getting at least 2 in the next round, so I was down to maybe the last 2 rounds of the game, and I was able to end it before he could get another orc out because of that hazard in play. And so I was able to end it in 1 round with a ton of damage, and then I had enough leftover willpower to finish the other part of the goal, which I was really surprised how well that ended up working out. I don't know if there was a lot of luck built into that one as well, but I like the deck a lot that I have. Just the first deck I built, how great the synergy is. Even though I don't have a lot of healing power, the quests help me with fate events to heal back up. Plus, I can actually, once I get a little bit of an army built up, they can take the damage, and my guys can just keep untapping and clear the board in no more than a couple rounds. So, really like the deck a lot. Can't wait to see next week. I'll be back. I'll be playing the last quest that's available on early access. I'm kind of toying with some ideas of what I'm going to do after that. I don't think I'll stay with Lord of the Rings for once I beat that 5th quest, because I think playing on a harder mode, while it would be kind of interesting, and I might come back and do that once in a while, I'll probably spend some time off screen playing with some decks, coming up with some really good kind of combo decks that I think would be really cool and make a good story, and then go back and maybe play some of the hard mode quests. Plus, when there's any new content back for early access, like for example, once they release these really tough challenges that are coming out, I think they're called encounters, that's going to be worth coming back and tuning in and seeing how to make a deck that'll really work well with that, because those are going to be particularly challenging. I think they'll be very much like, if you play the physical card game, they'll be like the Gen Con decks that are released every year, that are just super crazy, but a lot of fun if you can kind of game them and figure them out. And build a deck for them. So I'll be back playing this game, but I think what will happen is, once I beat the 5th quest, I'll take a break while I do some deck tooling, figure some decks out, and then come back when there's new content. And in the meantime, I'll be showing you guys some other great games that are out there. As far as what I'd like to feature, I'm either looking at games that have been adapted from board game form into digital form, or I might be looking at some digital games, especially some indie games that are out there that basically play just like some of the physical games, or have some mechanics that are very much like a physical game, board game out there. And so we'll be taking a look at those too. So I'm excited about going along. I do have the VODs up on YouTube. You'll have to look up GameFaceKilla21, and you'll be able to find the VODs if you ever want to watch those, watch some of the back history of me playing. But otherwise, we'll be here again on Saturday on DeFebwar's channel on Twitch, playing the second half of our Mansions of Madness game. It should be really exciting, a lot of fun. We're kind of trying that out, some Halloween games, and then we'll be getting back into some kind of campaign soon. We are taking a couple weeks break off, trying to figure out what we're going to play. But we'll be there every Saturday, and then I'll be back here again next Tuesday. So until then, you guys have a great week. See ya.